Johnson, and this is focused on Liberia. Hit it! From Kemau to Cape Palmer, mountain back to Atlantic Ocean, Obomi Hills to Boakai, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia. For Liberia, Liberia. For Liberia, yeah, 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 yeah. From Monday to Sunday. From Monday to Sunday. It's focused on Liberia. Talk about home affairs. Hey. In Diaspora. Current affairs. Hey. Reliable information. History. Ooh. Talking about culture. Hey. Politics. Education. Entertainment. Hey. Business. Sports. Advertisement. Articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Ja.
And I am Anthony Sier, the plus, and welcome to Focus on Liberia. I am Anthony Sier hosting this edition of Focus on Liberia. Is peculiar in a very special way. Today, a big brother and a friend, an advocate who has dedicated his time to championing causes to promote our Liberianness. The highest honor of our dear country, Liberia, was bestowed upon him in recognition of his consistency when it comes to advocacy in Liberia, in the diaspora, and for all Liberians. And so we are throwing the spotlight on one of our own. So the program is Focus on Liberia Spotlight, throwing the spotlight on His Eminent Emmanuel Wettee, who the government of Liberia, through the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boakai, has recognized for his advocacy for Liberians in Liberia, as well as Liberians in Liberia. It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome Eminent Emmanuel Wettee. You are welcome, sir. How you doing? I'm mute.
Yeah, brother and friend, I've been here a very long time. A mighty long time we have not met, but thank God we are together now.
And it is very, very good to have you. I am excited but at the same time, I'm going to ask the questions that are needed to be asked. You have been recognized by our nation's president, by our country, for your advocacy. You know, on our nation's Independence Day, this going July the 26th, you were recognized and bestowed on you Liberia distinction in the Human Order of African Redemption with the grade of Knight Commander. This is big, and this is one of the nation's highest honor. I will give you the opportunity to make an introduction.
Thank you very much, my dear brother friend Sie, and thank to Ja, and thank to the family that focus on Liberia. Daniel don't like me to say this, but I will always say it, that when nobody recognize or when nobody consider us anything in the advocacy of dual citizenship, or focus on Liberia gave us the platform. And I want to say thank you all very much for such an opportunity. I want to say thank to our listening audience, Liberians out there in cyberspace. Thank you all very much. Before I proceed, I ask you for your permission to allow me to say something. Upon the shoulders of Senator Marston, the Dr. Reverend John Lloyd, Benedict Warner, Curtis Watterson, Geraldine Dole, Father Parker, and others before us that started the advocacy for dual citizenship. Upon the shoulders, we stand here today and say that any child that is born of a Liberian parent, any child, irrespective of the geographical location, that child is a Liberian. Once a Liberian, always a Liberian. This is our advocacy, that everybody that have a Liberian DNA is a citizen of Liberia. To this time, I want to say thank to members of the 54th legislative body and the president who signed the law. I want to say thank to all the advocates of dual citizenship, the partner of ICO, the Union of Liberian Association in America, the European Federation, the Federation of Liberian Community in Australia, the Conferred of Liberian Organization in Southwest United States, United Liberian Organization in Ghana, Liberia Advocacy for Change, the Coalition of Concerned Liberian and Liberian Association of Canada, and everyone that supported us in this effort. Because of your one cent, because of your prayer, because of your support, and not to forget our legal arm, Councillor Archibald Bona, or Siri Cooper, and Jalop. All of these people and everybody, if I don't call your name, just know the fact that you advocate with dual citizenship. I'm here today to report. We are here today to report that once a Liberian, always a Liberian. And we want to thank President Joseph Boakai, who in 2017, we recognized our ICO Diaspora Personality of the Year. President Boakai has been with us for a very long period of time. We want to tell him thank you for the recognition and the government of Liberia and the committee that recognized us. Today, I have come on this show to share with you all this honor. It doesn't belong to me, it's for every one of us. I'm just a placeholder for this. So once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Thank you all for all of your support. So long you believe in dual citizenship, thank you for everything that you did, your prayers, the financial support, and everything, to my family, to my friends, to my late mother, my parents, my daughter who traveled with me to North Carolina once upon a time for the immigration advocacy, and to everybody that supported me. Everybody, I don't want to call names, but just know you love dual citizenship, you supported dual citizenship. This award is for you. And may God bless us. And may God bless the motherland, Liberia. Thank you.
A statement of gratitude there from Eminent Emmanuel Wettee. To Mr. Wettee's credit, he was relentless in advocating for this fundamental belief that once a Liberian will always be a Liberian, irrespective of the geographical location, wherever you were born, whether you were born onto a single Liberian parent or both, you are a Liberian citizen. And so he and his organization, the All Liberia Conference on Dual Citizenship, along with EULA and other Liberian organizations, advocated for dual citizenship for diaspora Liberians and Liberians everywhere. He has so many advocacies issued to his name: DED, TPS, and we're going to get into those. And I just wanted to join him in recognizing, his contribution. And he's been on Focus on Liberia here. We've been pushing him. We've been questioning him. He's been taking the tough question. The Alien Nationality Law of Liberia of 1973, we turned it upside down. The Constitution, we turned it upside down. Proposals they've made. He gone to Liberia. He come back. He will come here, and he's sweating on us. And for him to be recognized today, for him to be recognized on July 26th by our president and our country, it's a testament that any of us can stand for something meaningful. And once we remain consistent, we will get to it. And so we will be looking into talking with Emmanuel Wettee for this honor that he has received, the journey to this honor that he earned. That's what we want to talk about. So we'll start with the honor and recognition. Sonny Boy, let's get started. So how did you feel upon receiving the honor from President Joseph Boakai, not on any other day, but on our Independence Day? How you felt when that happened?
Well, it was very good. Precisely, it was a special ceremony held on the 24th of July.
Okay.
At the ministerial complex.
Excellent.
And with other staff. It was good. It was good. What actually made me feel good is that President Boakai recognized the strength of the diaspora. But you see, my honor is an indication that we in the diaspora are having impact, are making impact in Liberia. And I think that's the recognition. That's how I felt. That yes, somebody have seen our effort. Because having dual citizenship, if diaspora Liberia were not going to support it, it was not going to happen. They put in the 1 cent, the 2 cent, the prayer and everything. Any other ship, you might have a captain. So I was just the captain receiving the honor. But it was good. Yeah.
And so this is not an ordinary honor, Eminent.
That's correct.
Do you know of other Liberian citizens before you upon whom this honor was bestowed?
Dubai Young got the honor before.
Okay.
Dubai Young. Yeah, he got the honor before. But he was the guest speaker for July 26th. But I'm not aware of any Liberian in the diaspora that got this honor based on the advocacy.
Okay.
I was informed by people at the foreign ministry, it are now happening. They said that it's a new thing they're looking at, and people in the diaspora who have having impact in Liberia. And I've been one of those, I've been selected based on exactly the advocacy on TPS, immigration, and dual citizenship. That's what they base it on.
So you are saying that you were recognized for not only your advocacy for dual citizenship, but equally so for advocating for status for Liberians through TPS and DED in the United States.
Yes.
But Eminent, you know that some colleagues of yours, work with you, in making these different pushes, if I can put it that way, for Liberians. But then you are the one among many who's been given this recognition. Is there any other thing different they told you that no? Well, a lot of people did play some part, contributed, but we are recognizing you because, I mean, what did they tell you in particular?
It's not easy to tell me. Is that they recognize each and every one of us in the diaspora advocating for our people, and I just happen to be the captain of the ship, the leader. So the recognition is for us, and I just receive it.
Okay, so
it means that in the future there'll be other people in the diaspora who have made significant impact in Liberia. They may be honored. Who knows?
Okay, so I'm reading here. The honor of the African Redemption is one of Liberia's most prestigious national honors, established on January the 13th. Little bit of history here, 1879. During the presidency of Anthony W. Gardner. It was awarded to individuals who have made significant contribution to humanitarian efforts, national service, and the emancipation and upliftment of African people. So they have so many grades. Grade number 1 is the Grand Commander. All right. Next to that is the Knight Commander. So, no, the first one is the officer, and this person wears a narrow ribbon with on the left. And then the second honor is the Knight Commander. That is the one that you've been given. And the highest is the Grand Commander. And so you won the second highest for your contribution. This is huge. How do you feel wearing that honor?
Oh, I feel good. I feel that we have been recognized. I feel that somebody somewhere has seen our effort. I want to make it very clear. I don't see this as a Wettee achievement. I see this as a we in the diaspora achievement. If we come back to our TPS and DED, I was elected president of ULA in 2005. And during my inauguration in Columbus, Ohio, I said that no Liberian will be deported on my watch. And at the time, there were 10,000 Liberians that also will be deported because we had a civil war and there were elections. So the United States government said, look, you know what? You guys had 2 elections. There's no need for you guys to be on TPS. And we had to work very hard in partnership with all the advocacy group in the immigration, ULA chapters, those in the diaspora, for every walk, even the governor of Liberia, including even then Vice President Boakai. I remember he and I walking the doors of congressmen in Minnesota and Rhode Island. I remember that very well. So those 10,000 Liberians, they changed from TPS to DED. Now, we're talking about 10,000 people that providing financial support to the family in Liberia, medical support, in investment, all kinds of things. So we're able to keep those people here. Guess what happened? After we left, those same people benefited from the Liberian Fairness Act. They got a green card. And getting the green card make them citizens. So we have been working the trend, and now they are citizens. We say, but wait a minute, we're going to give you dual citizenship. So the effort just to work the doors, the Congress of the United States, traveling to all the cities from east to west, You know, they recognize that. It's our, very good. This is a picture of all at the State Department. In fact, Councillor Bronsky was honored. This is Councillor Bronsky. She too was honored for her work. And this is Councillor Ta. Then the ambassador, Charles Manor, with the United Secretary of State Liberian Desk Officer. So this is all in a meeting with United States State Department. And this is Anthony Cassidy, who was chairman of the board, Zawlo, who was the secretary at the time. This is the meeting that made it different for us to get DED. In this meeting, we engaged the United States State Department, and exchanges were made. Based on that, President George Bush was able to give out the DED. Today, anytime you Google DED on Liberia, you will always see the statement. In 2007, President George Bush extended this thing. This is the meeting. This is the meeting that made it happen.
And this is another image. Talk to me. I see you there. This probably was more like winter time.
This is a rally at the U.S. Congress. It was just whole network. We met congressional leaders from all parties. You can see Chairman of the board, Anthony Cassidy, in the back, Patrick Kennedy, and this is our ambassador, Charles Manor, and this is my dear brother and friend from Rhode Island. Please don't beat me. He was the president at the time. He even ended up becoming Minister of Education. If anybody on the line can help me remember his name, he's a very good friend. He was the president of Rhode Island at the time. This is a march on Washington, D.C. that we carry on, and was done through the leadership of ULA and other advocacy group, immigration advocacy group.
And then we have another image here, Eminent. Walk us through. I see you there holding the microphone in your hand at the podium.
Yeah, the Liberian Senate. The Liberian Senate provided all the opportunity to speak to that honorable body. And I was able, because you can't pass a law without the Senate. No. You know, so they allowed me to speak to them. I was able to address the Liberian Senate on the dual citizenship advocacy.
So, Eminent, and this is a big deal. One of the things people complain about is that sometimes Liberians in Liberia, especially those in government, don't get to recognize the contribution diaspora Liberians are making in Liberia. Either it's overlooked, some recognize, and some don't recognize it at all. For you to receive this honor as a Liberian citizen who has resided in the diaspora for a long time, how can you best explain this? That, you know, this criticism, this complaint about we not being recognized, is it true, or this is a testament that, you know, it doesn't apply to everybody?
I would say this is a testament that the we is changing. Okay, that's what I want to say. And the issue of immigration is a huge thing in the diaspora. And the achievement of dual citizenship impact every Liberian in the diaspora, right, irrespective of your location. So those are two heavyweight achievements that we in the diaspora made. And President Boakai, who have been in the trenches with us, you know, I was trying to get a picture for you to show President Boakai and us in Rhode Island and in Minnesota. He recognized that, in fact, in 2017, I could recognize him as the Diaspora Personality of the Year because of his advocacy for TBS, DED, and also for dual citizenship. So he knows the history. He's not, he knows all he been here. So this is his way of saying that, look, you guys in the diaspora are making an impact. Let me recognize it. And hey, it started with me. It will not end with me. There will be other people in the diaspora that will make significant impact, and they will be recognized in the future. So this is just a beginning of a long thing. You know, so we in the diaspora, yes, the poor have not recognized, but this is a turning point. Let's see this as the we is turning in our favor. I'm telling you right now, in Liberia, Nobody will speak with all things anything about the diaspora. The name diaspora is a hostile name. In fact, the President Boakai diaspora, often headed by the Erasmus Rhythm with Advisor Anthony Kesley, are doing extremely well. We have the convention coming up in September. We had the diaspora return, and this administration is doing extremely well promoting diaspora issues. So I see this thing as a turning point, and I see this achievement for each and every one of us in the diaspora advocating for our people.
And so, Eminent Wettee, what message would you like to convey to Liberians in the diaspora who continue to contribute to our nation's progress and sometimes feel that they don't get the recognition at all? Because yours took years, and you've been in the team as far back as 2005.
Since 2012. Since 2012, and we got a law signed in July 22nd, 2022. Look, I just want to say something to my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. The leaves are turning, the weeds are turning in our favor. The government recognizes us, the government is engaging us, and let us participate. Liberia is the only country we got. Liberia is our home, and we have to go back home and help the country. Don't give up. You will be recognized one day. And the issue of recognition should not be, let it be your love. Let it come from your heart. When we did this thing since 2012, we didn't know when we recognized. We had an objective on dual citizenship, once a Liberian, always a Liberian. When we did this thing for TPS and DED, we wanted our people to remain in the United States. We were not thinking. Imagine I was president of UDAT between 2006 and 2008. I didn't know I was going to get an award. When they made me chairman of ICO in 2012 for dual citizenship, I didn't know. But we did it together. And somebody recognized us and said, look, hey, let's recognize these people through the captain. So,
Eminent Wettee, like all of us, you have your own humble beginning too. Someone hearing that Eminent Wettee has been recognized by our nation and has gotten, the highest honor in the nation, might be thinking that, well, maybe that man, was born with silver spoon. I see a school building here. Somewhere, I believe you started a school. Let me put an image on the screen. I see Basel Teenage School building. Talk to me about this school and
if you look at the other screen, if you bring the other picture up, our student council. I think there's another picture.
Yeah, this one.
This one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's me. In 1980, I was president of the student council in Basel Teenage. You see my speaker, Nathaniel Jones, my secretary, Victor. And this is Yatta. Yatta Kenya is the wife of Baxi. Right now they live in Maryland, together. And you see my justice minister, Joshua, and you see the chaplain, and you see the postal affairs minister. So I've been around for a while. After I left Basel Teenage, I went to BWI. I was the president of the freshman class, the sophomore class, and half senior way. And on BWI, I was part of the leadership that led the strike in 1983. And I would not hire for it. I was expelled from BWI. I was expelled because of the riot and everything. But my classmates and friends and the family, they rallied the government, and President Dole instructed the school to have me back. However, the principal agreed to take me back under the condition that I would not be involved in politics. So when I went back to BWI in 1984, I dropped all political activity. I just wanted to graduate for BWI, and that's how I ended my political activity. So even when I went to ALU in 1985, that spirit, it killed me. Even though I was in SOUP, I was not active, in SOUP. And I've been in leadership. When I came to the United States, I was president of LIC at the Liberian Columbus Incorporated. I was first secretary. From secretary, I became vice president. From vice president, I became president of LIC. And then I went to Fulawa, where I was assistant secretary general Then I became Secretary General of FOLAWO. When I went to ULA, I was the doyen. I was there for 10 years. Then I became Vice President of ULA before I became President. So you see, all my journey, I always started in the basement. I never started in the master bedroom. You know, I worked my way through. I try to understand the system. I try to serve people. I try to work with people so that tomorrow they can work with me. I don't go to the top. I always work through. Even this advocacy, in the early 90s, we started with ULA. We started with ULA going to Washington, D.C. At the time, I was no official, but I just love advocating for my people.
The life of Emmanuel Wettee, an advocate. So, you know, those days, I became high hill. So, you have had a fighting spirit for just what you believe in, and you can't stop.
No, I don't stop. And I tell you one thing that I've learned in advocacy. Do you know your opposition got the best solution for you? Listen to them. Listen to what they're criticizing you on. And you can pick up from there and say, oh, okay, I can go left. Okay, I can go right. And what I believe in and what we believe in, it become part of my life. You know, it's in my stomach, it's in my heart.
So, Eminent, for you, what is advocacy? What did you have to commit your entire life to this? From school days, you've been trying to advocate for better conditions. You know, what is it for you?
It's just life. I want to see the betterment of mankind. I want to see that we all live better. I don't like for people to be disenfranchised. I don't like that. And what I can do for society, with society, and for society, I will do it, because my time will come and go. I will leave the stage, and tomorrow I want people to recognize me that hey, I play my part, and together we all make history. And one of the things that I don't start advocacy from the top. I always start from the bottom. I work with people. I grow up with the organization. And it's just a life. It's something, even when I was in Bassa teenage, we never had a water cooling system. And I advocated and Podia gave us a cooling system. On BWR, you know, the food was not good. And I advocated that it be good. It's just my life. It's something I just love to do. I love to serve people. I love to make sure that people are treated right.
A giant part of your advocacy was devoted to this dual citizenship. And you started with dual citizenship without restrictions. We're going to get to that. But first of all, I want to know, so this whole dual citizenship thing you committed yourself, how long was it? How difficult was it? What all you and your teammates have to go through to finally get it to be the Lord of the land? How long it took you?
We started December 2012. We started December 2012. And prior to that, there were other Liberians, including John Law, Mark Miller, James Roger, Anthony Cassidy, what's the name? Branell. I'm not gonna, if I keep calling it, I'll miss some people. But a lot of people before us, you know, started. So 2012, we met in Washington, D.C. We said, look, let's put our resources together. So we started the journey. It was frustrating in 2013. We went to Liberia. It was very sad that even the clergies, the men of God, the people of God, our friends, our family, our classmates, government officials look us in the eyes and say, you guys are not Liberian. You begin citizen of another country, you are not Liberian. And it got to me, our team, everyone also knows it will not happen. We are Liberians. We were born here, we went to school here, our parents were born here, our great-grandparents were born here, we are Liberians. Irrespective of all getting another citizenship, we are Liberians. And we made it our mind we made our mind to advocate. It was not, we got insulted, we got attacked. Some people refused to give us money. In fact, some of our friends in the diaspora went to campaign against us. But we strongly believe that once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Look, advocacy is not an event. Advocacy is a process. And I want to say something here to those in the cyberspace that listen to me. Work is the product of force and resistance. You cannot have work if you don't have resistance. You must overcome the resistance to have work. So when you're in the business of advocating, you got to expect people will not like you. You will say all kinds of things. Even at the University of Liberia, the university students that we expected to be better. They say, oh, we come here for the job, we come here for this and that. But like I mentioned to you, when in the business of advocating, listen to your opponent, listen to your critic, listen to what they have to say. And we did that. And we put a new team together and we went back. We went back to Liberia. Guess what we did? The first thing we did, we cut the media off. They didn't know we were in the country. We did what we call one-on-one campaign with key players. There are a lot of people. We were able to get the support of Fanny Shema. I've been supporting her very long. Darius Dillon, we got his support. Kara's Grave, and other people. And we'll not forget our man, Councillor Ajiba Bona, who guided us through the entire process with Siri Cooper and other people. Councillor Bona was very good. Just the love for Liberia. Look, we are Liberians. You can't deny us. Our children are Liberian. Let's think about this thing for a minute. If you cannot recognize me as a Liberian, you and I went to school together at BWI, Bassa Teenage, Government Junior High School. If you cannot recognize me as a Liberian, why would make me to think that you recognize my children, my grandchildren, or my great-grandchildren if I'm not here? And they have to see right to the land of the father, the land of the mother. They have the same right. What makes you think you are more Liberian than those that are outside? And that's the crunch of the fight. So we are thankful to the people of Liberia first, because it's their lawmakers that change the law. We are thankful to our brothers and sisters in Liberia that have their mind changed, that understood the reality that once a Liberian, always a Liberian.
So, Eminent Wettee, you have had some achievements to your name, along with others you work with in leadership from EULA days and other organizations that you work for and play leadership role. And you have some achievement, DED, TPS, EULA, and now All Liberians, Coalition on Dual Citizenship. Of all the achievements you've had, which one you think makes you feel that this one is big, and why?
Receiving an honor from the president of Liberia is the biggest of the biggest.
Okay.
I mean, for President Boakai to walk from his stage, from his seat, along with the foreign minister of Liberia to come and decorate me, is an honor I will not forget. It is an honor that we in the diaspora should see that the we is turning in our favor. We should see it as somebody recognizing us, the effort that we are making. This is the biggest, and the remarks that came from Facebook, from Diaspora Liberian, were overwhelming. They said this is, in fact, some people said this is long overdue. And everybody, there was not a single negative thing. A lot of people supported us. A lot of people, we, like you mentioned, EULA, we have a lot of people. We got President Anthony Cassidy. We got other people who name we don't want to be called, but we can call Cassidy name because Cassidy is Yuda. So, you know, he had been with us for a very long period of time. You know, there are other people from Yuda who are in the government and may not want to name to be called, but you know, you can't subtract Cassidy from Yuda. So he too have been in the vanguard of even diaspora activity. Erasmus Williams from Minnesota. You know, they all are shaping the office of the diaspora affair to make sure that the government reach out to we in the diaspora. Look at our keynote speaker, Dr. Dawn, spoke very well for the diaspora. We having a conference coming up, but I can't speak on that conference because we were told not to speak on the conference except Dr. Dawn. But all I'm seeing that the honor that they put on me for us should tell you that the office of the president is looking in the red path for diaspora Liberia. This is an honor for us all in the diaspora, with Anthony Kessler in the president office, with Erasmus Williams or Steve Queer. These people are all from the diaspora. You got an ambassador the political affair advisor to the president, Mandela Cooper. You know, all of these people are really shaping the office or the objective or the agenda of the diaspora in the president office. So we in the diaspora should be very happy that we got friends in the president office. And you know, it's interesting. I stand to be corrected. I don't know if President Boakai lives in the diaspora, but he more than us. Yeah, you know, he take our issue very serious. When he was vice president, we were in Minnesota together, we were in Rhode Island together. You know, I mean, he would knock doors, go to offices with us. So right now in Liberia, we in the diaspora, we got people that favor us. We got people. So let us remove the negative thing and look forward. Our better days are ahead of us.
So, Eminent, you know, many things you advocated for, as I mentioned earlier, TPS, DED, but the dual citizenship thing became a major part of your advocacy, and we have it. It is the Lord of the land. You know, somebody who might be hearing you for the first time may have heard about your name and your advocacy for dual citizenship, but I mean, how does it benefit diaspora Liberians that he committed his life so much to date? You know, what was wrong with not having dual citizenship, and now that we have dual citizenship, how does it benefit diaspora Liberians that he committed his life to this so much?
First thing is this, and you can check United Nations report.
Mm-hmm.
There is no more gender discrimination in our nationality law. What that means is that any child that is born to a Liberian mother, that child is a Liberian at birth.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to the dual citizenship law, if our Liberian in Liberia, it's only the father that passed the citizenship over to the child or the children or whosoever, not the mother. But after this law, the mother can give citizenship over to their other children. So any child that is born by a Liberian mother, that child is a Liberian at birth.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. So the only correct. The next thing is that you can own land in your own name. You can have your passport, your Liberian passport. You can have a Liberian ID card. You can invest in the country. You are a Liberian. Everything has been restored to you as a Liberian, irrespective of your other citizenship. You are a Liberian and you are free. The record number of Liberians are getting passport. I mean, it's you can't imagine. Liberians are returning home and investing in the country. Liberians feel connected. They feel that nobody's going to push them around. They are citizens, you know. And sometimes in advocacy, you may not see it now. You may see it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But from all indications, the indication that we are getting, Liberians are voting in the political process. This going election, Liberians went home and they voted. Nobody asked them. They got their passport, they got a Liberian passport, they got an national ID card, and they voted. So that's part of the development. That's part of the development. So the better days are opening up, and with the kind of people that we have in the president office, for diaspora engagement, diaspora activity, where Erasmus William, Anthony Cassidy, Steve Queer, Ambassador Mandela Cooper, and other people around the president with George Lopo, you got Georgia Gray, you got Orita Bethman. I can name all. I can go on and on. These are key diasporans that are in there and making sure our agenda go on. And above all, the Liberian people themselves, the lady in Joe Market, the boy in Rayland, have realized that, look, these are our brothers and sisters away. We are all Liberian and we cannot discriminate against them. So that's the beauty of this thing, that the ordinary Liberian in the market have recognized that. So diaspora Liberian, let us go home. Let's go home. Let us return home. Develop our country.
It's eminent. The dual citizenship has been achieved. And I like that you listed the benefit thereof. That Liberian citizenship can not only be passed on to a Liberian child by a Liberian father alone, that a Liberian mother, when she gives birth to a child, irrespective of where, that child is also a Liberian. Before the law, only the father could pass Liberian citizenship or onto a child. So the law that you and others advocated for, that is the Lord of the land, provided that opportunity. And the Liberians can now proudly and openly carry their Liberian passports, obtain Liberian driver license and ID cards, start a business in their name as a Liberian using their Liberian passport or national ID card, and buy land, because in Liberia, to own a land, you must be a Liberian by law.
Yes,
they can do that. So, but His Eminent, I don't think this is done. I remember you very well when we were pushing you and others that, look, you are saying once a Liberian is always a Liberian. But yeah, you pass a law that tells me, Anthony, look, Anthony, you Liberian, just because you get American citizenship, you can't run to be president. Oh, really? I'm a Liberian, but I can't run to be president. So I'm talking about the restrictions. Now that, we have it, and I remember you say, see, advocacy is a process. When raining, you also you want to get out of the rain first and get in the house. When your clothes dry now, then you try to find sleeping place. So tell me, what are the next steps? Because I want to run for president too. Somebody else who has American citizenship and Liberian citizenship also want to run for president because they are Liberian. What do we hope to see? I don't think this job is done yet.
No, the job is not done. Like I mentioned to you, you beat me on this thing. I know how many times, and I'm very thankful to you for preparing me to go to Liberia.
Yeah.
For the interview, everything. So thank you very much. The job is not done. Advocacy that we mentioned is not an event; it's a process. We are very pleased that the national orator, Dr. Ewudon, have put in hat that, look, these restrictions have to be removed. In his oration, he mentioned that. Okay. So we are very thankful to him for bringing that along. There are other senators and representatives who also believe that it's better we take the restriction out. And there are discussions going on beyond the scene, because everything is politics. Mm-hmm. So we are doing what we call soft conversation. Mm-hmm. We are doing backdoor diplomacy, trying to talk to new players, key players, and our friends are there. We got the same people that voted for the dual citizenship law, and then Delon is there, Chie is there, Boakai is there. We still got our team. We still got our people that support us. But when it comes to restriction, we need to get a new team. We need to get a mixture of team, because restriction
you need to bring in the tent.
Yeah, bring the tent. We are bringing new people. So right now, if I just yesterday, someone, myself, for 1 hour, were on the phone talking about soft diplomacy, backdoor talking, how to engage key players before we can come up. Because the restriction had to be removed. We are Liberians. There is absolutely no reason why there should be restriction. But however, advocacy is not an event, it's a process. So the next step is moving the restriction. After that, the next step is other country voting. You know, we have played our part. You know, Anthony, when you're clapping for you on the stage, it's about time that you leave. We have played our part. We will be leaving the stage. There'll be a next generation of people that will come. They will complete the restriction. They will complete the other country voting. And, you know, on and on, better things will come up. So, yeah, it's not done. It's not done. And we are thankful that we got Dr. Don, who was the orator for July 26th, you know, championing this thing that we have to take all the restrictions. But knowing politics in Liberia, we've been there since 2012. We are all seasoned people. We know exactly what to do. We are going to do our soft conversation, our backdoor diplomacy, talk to key players, see how we can get a vote before we can come out. It will not take us that long again to remove the restrictions. But that's the next step.
Eminent, you mentioned out-of-country voting. Are you suggesting that the way the laws are right now, Liberians outside of Liberia cannot vote for their country or participate in elections?
No, per the law right now, Liberians in the diaspora can vote, but they have to vote in Liberia. They have to go home and vote.
Say that again, that a Liberian citizen
a Liberian
who lives outside of Liberia,
who's in Canada, who's in Australia.
The only way that Liberian citizen can vote is to go to Liberia before they can cast their ballot.
Yeah, you gotta go to Liberia, register, and vote in Liberia.
Well, my memory is fresh. Hold on. My memory is fresh. Councillor or Justice Kabinet Janet, who is very, very knowledgeable of our constitution and our law, he said the current Liberian law permits, guarantees Liberians to vote outside of Liberia. And it's a violation of Liberian citizens living outside of Liberia, right? That the government of Liberia is now making it possible for them to vote outside of Liberia. He said that, and I remember that very well.
Let me say, I will not argue with the land councillor, and there are other councillors who have said the same thing. They have read the law. That look, the law says that we can vote outside of Liberia. But let me tell you what we have done. We met the election commission, and they told us in our little term that look, yeah, the law is there, but infrastructure is not there.
And so, what would be the solution? How do you intend now? I know you said you are passing the baton on. Other new breed of leaders will come on and complete the process, but I'm sure you have your roadmap. How do you intend to? Because the law is on our side, and you mentioned here is the fact that the infrastructure has not been put into place by our government, and you are quoting the National Election Commission, the body responsible to do so. So what
if we say government, if we say government, you know, not this government, it has been government, because when we started advocating, it was not even this government that was in power. So it's a governmental thing across from Ellington to George Weah. You know, we met the election commission. We have not met the commission towards the law is there, but infrastructure. But what we see is that we do have a friendly president who appreciates the diaspora. We do have a strong diaspora team in the president's office, and we are hoping
Hold on.
Now
Before we get to, we have
yeah,
the friendly president now. Do you accept I will call that excuse or excuses that the infrastructure is now being put into play? I see that as an excuse. I mean, this has been years upon years. We have government after government. Do you accept? Do you understand? Is that excusable to say, well, the infrastructure now in place?
let me say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
When we started advocating for dual citizenship, some people said, look, we need to have all the borders protected. We need to have all the immigration laws. It's not what I believe in. I believe in gradual step.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in gradual step. I strongly believe that.
Eminent, we are talking about the violation of the law.
No,
we are talking about Liberians in America, for example, being disenfranchised and denied their right to vote. That's what we're talking about here.
I understand. I understand
Mm-hmm.
the argument. I understand
Mm-hmm.
your argument, and I sympathize with it. And we are making the best effort with the resources that we have and the
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping that as we leave the stage, other next generation of advocates can pick up. This is not, we can't solve everything today. Look how long it took us.
But Eminent, you haven't answered my question yet. Do you accept the excuse from the Election Commission and our previous government that, look, the infrastructure now in place and so it can, because the law is on our side? You agree to that?
Yeah,
right?
But I accept their understanding of our problem and the willingness to help when there's resources available.
And so if the issue is infrastructure, you have been part of the Liberian leadership here from EULA, the biggest organization here. So we know that the law is on our side as Liberian citizens to vote in America, for example. And the reason has been, well, maybe the advocacy has not been strong enough. Two, the Election Commission is saying, well, no infrastructure. So the Liberian government is saying, well, our hands are tied. We have some limitation here when it comes to infrastructure. Do you now intend to step in and help provide the infrastructure through contact and talking to maybe some authorities here to ensure that?
What we're doing right now, we are in soft conversation with all the players, to see how the thing can be resolved. There is a problem. And together we can resolve it. If I don't resolve it, if we don't resolve it, the next generation can come and resolve it. But the beauty of the whole thing is that we know there's a problem. We know the law is on our side. We know what the issues are. So the soft talking, the background, the backdoor diplomacy, and all those things, we hope that one day, just the same way dual citizenship came up, we're hoping that this thing will be resolved.
But when it's said to you that it's just the infrastructure, the logistics, think about why are they really talking about what kind of logistics? Because if the National Election Commission can conduct an election in Grand Crumman County, you understand the challenges there. I believe you are from Sano County, so you understand the challenges there. If they can conduct election there, all right, and the highly documented group of Liberians are Liberians in the United States. Before you leave Liberia, you
what I'm saying. I get your point.
So if they can have election with people who are less documented, how is it difficult to do so here?
No, I understand your point. Mm-hmm. But what you can do for us, every one of us can do,
right?
That we can collectively, advocate on this thing, on the gradual process, and meet the key players. Right. But they all have said that the law is in our favor, but they say, and let's hear what you have to say, and together we can resolve it. We have 2029. It's a long time. So, a new breed of advocates can come out, a new breed of people can come out, and we all can work together. But let's give them some credit. At least they have come and say, you guys got dual citizenship, you guys can vote, but these are a problem. And together we all can try to solve it. Look, this whole idea that the rights are right. Yes, we all have the right, but you can only exercise the right if we have the appropriate infrastructure and things in place. I don't speak for the Election Commission, but all from as an advocate, we are not denying our people the right to vote. We are saying that, look, we got dual citizenship. The next thing is that take out the restriction. The next one, it will go for other country voting. So these are steps.
So, Eminent, what's the timeline? When do we get the job done?
Well, I'm honestly, if you ask me in good faith, there's no timeline because I think my last thing here is to have the restriction out, and I may see the restriction, or I may not see it out, and I will be leaving the stage very soon. Like I did in EULA, I refused to go for second term after I have the TPS and DED. Yeah, I am. I received the highest honor from the President of the Republic of Liberia. What more can I ask for? Maybe there are another things I can start looking for. Going to another direction, So I can't give a time. This is not my advocacy. This is Diaspora advocacy. So I can't put a timeline on everybody's thing. I'm just playing the part, and I'm part of the whole team. So I can't. I'm not saying, "Oh, this is the timeline." No, I can't do that because it's a big team. It's a very big team, and we even between in the month, we have our own challenges. So we got to resolve some things ourselves.
We are in conversation with His Eminent Emmanuel Wettee, a lifelong advocate for dual citizenship. Eminent Wettee has been honored by our country through our president, President Joseph Boakai. He received one of the highest honor that our country can bestow on any citizen in recognition of their contribution to our dear country, Liberia. So Emmanuel Wettee received this distinction. It is the Humane Order of African Redemption with the grade of Knight Commander. So when it comes to standing up for Liberia and Liberians, he is a commander. He's a Knight Commander. He has done exceedingly well in advocating for Liberians and for Liberia throughout his entire adult life. He wants to see Liberia and Liberians in a better place. And so for that, he has been recognized. But we know him to be the dual citizenship czar, and that way he usually gets in trouble. I focus on Liberia. So, Eminent, let's come to something else. There have been some criticism, against you too. All right. One of which is, for example, the Union of Liberian Association in America has expressed concerns about being sidelined in favor of your selection. So how do you respond to this criticism? They say, well, Wettee then have been around, they know the players, instead of us giving, he and his team giving us the support, and now they are in front of us. We are holding the leadership, but they have the ears, of the power that be. That is the criticism. How do you respond to that, sir?
Well, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this will take a long time. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm EULA. EULA is me. I see EULA, I live EULA, I breathe EULA. I support EULA with any condition.
Mm-hmm.
There's no if, there's no end. And I will not be anywhere to sideline EULA.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the institution. Now, EULA is an advocacy group. And some of the things I heard is that, the government is having a diaspora conference and EULA is not heading the conference. I don't speak for EULA on this platform now. I don't speak for EULA, but I'm speaking from my experience and knowing EULA as an institution.
Mm-hmm.
EULA is not a government agent to hold the government bag and execute the government agenda. If the government of Liberia is having an event, EULA as an institution can work and partner with the government. EULA cannot lead because the Diaspora Conference is a government initiative.
Mm-hmm.
It's a government program. And the government of Liberia has the right to select the team to execute their program. It's their agenda. Emmanuel Wettee in the diaspora. I live in the diaspora. As a leader in the diaspora, the government found it fit to ask me to help. I'm just happy. Tomorrow they will ask another person to help. So, but
why you couldn't direct the government to the ULA leadership? I think that's what the concern is.
But so are you saying that if the government of Liberia asked Joseph Toba to do an assignment to go ask ULA? Is that what you're saying? The government has the right. If the government has the right to ask any Liberian, not only Emmanuel Wettee. You see, there are other Liberians who are part of the process. The government has the right, and we all should recognize that it's the right of the government of the Republic of Liberia to select anybody to perform a specific function. Now, let us look at this. This is not the first time the government of Liberia having a diaspora conference. This may be the first time the government is engaged. The government is making a national policy. Sometimes it was just, the president is coming. Let's have Liberians in Staten Island. Let's have Liberians. The government can choose who they want to take. Is that right? It's a prerogative. It's within the control of the government. Those who want to create something, I've been around. I love it. And when they made me when the government selected me to help with the diaspora return, I did the best I could. The government asked me, look, Liberia is my country. I am a Liberian. Once a Liberian, always a Liberian means you must be willing to accept the call of the government.
All right.
So those that want to talk, it's okay. They can say what they want to say. But let me tell you, ULA itself have agreed to participate in the conference. In fact, the union have moved the original convention date to accommodate the conference. So the union as an institution doesn't have problem with it. They in the conference, they have accepted the conference.
So it's Eminent. Can you clarify? This one might be a long one, and I'll give you time to explain yourself. Can you clarify your working relationship with Mr. Anthony Kessley, who is now Deputy Minister of State for Public Affairs in the President's office regarding your honor? This is your lifelong friend. You and himself together. We display some pictures here of you and him. This is one of them. There he is behind you, giving you support and during your ULA days, right? So he's been your very close friend and in the office of the president, and now you're being selected for this honor. I don't know if he had any role to play in that at all. And then another one is in a resolution, ULA passed a resolution that the government of Liberia has excluded the union. All right, one, an event in December 2024, an event acknowledging Liberian seat on the United Nations Security Council, celebration of Liberia 178th independent anniversary on July 26th. Then a planned diaspora conference, which you were trying to speak about. The question here is, why are you not speaking to the government? Do you and Deputy Minister Kessley, both of you former president of ULA, have anything to do with this, given you and Kessley proximity? These are concerns that some people are having, and I just want to give you the opportunity to clarify all of these.
First thing is this.
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Kessley got nothing to do with my award. When the call that I got for the award didn't come from his office. It came from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And let me say this. Through Minister Kessley, the president of the Union of Liberian Association, Mr. Mohamed Keita, met President Boakai in Georgia. Through the instrumentality of Minister Kessley, the president of the Union of Liberian Association in the America met President Boakai in Rhode Island when they were honoring Jack Gray. Through the help of Minister Cassidy, the president of the union, Keita, was invited to a town hall meeting in Staten Island. There is no time that Minister Cassidy have ever asked the union. There's no time. There's no time, to the best of my knowledge. And, you know, for people to sit and make the accusation, they are erasing history. The honor was not based on things that I never did. The honor was based on what I did, what we did, advocating for immigration, TPS, DED, advocating for dual citizenship. Nobody can erase that. Nobody can erase that. You know, but you know, people will say what they want to say. If then, you know, do you know I retired since December 31st, 2022. I'm a well-educated man. I got 2 masters. I have an MBA. I have a master of science. I have a bachelor in computer science. I have an associate degree. I've been teaching since 1997. I'm retired. If why my friend gave me a job? How can we give me a job? No, I don't do those things. You know, I want to merit what I achieve. So Mr. Kennedy got nothing to do with my achievement. And the proclamation was very clear, very articulate. In fact, if you have a chance, you can even put it up. Why I was honored. Mr. Kennedy got nothing to do with this thing. But people should understand that Mr. Cassidy himself have helped ULA. Himself. So where the guys are taking the news from, it's up to them. Look, you know, everything in Liberia is politics. Everything. So, you know, it doesn't move us again. Now, let's come back to this thing. I can tell you, Eminent Wettee, I don't know about other ULA president, but I can speak for myself. I am the most active member of a local chapter, the Liberian Incorporated. I'm still active with my local chapter. I still participate, handling food. I still do these things. I'm active in diaspora affairs. I enjoy it. It's a life that I live. It's something that I enjoy doing.
Thank you.
When people come up and say these things, it's okay. You know, that's part of the whole thing. But my award and my achievement got nothing to do with my relationship and friendship with Anthony Cassidy. In fact, let me tell you something. When it comes to the diaspora, Anthony Cassidy knows more. I don't even know half of what he knows when it comes to diaspora. And because of him and other people with Erasmus Williams, Sequia, and other people who are live here, they are Ambassador Madonna Cooper, they are changing the perspective, they are changing the image, they are promoting diaspora agenda. So we should be thankful that we have people in the president office that are promoting us. Georgia Gray is there, or Rita Bear is there, and there are a lot of other people. George Lopo is there. There are a lot of people that we should be thankful for that in the office. Don't focus on Wettee. I have played my part. You know, I'm leaving the stage, you know, and there'll be a new generation. But you know, hey, in Liberia, when you fight, they say, oh, you corrupt. If you achieve something and your friend somebody there, your friend help you. You looking at me, my whole resume is advocacy. My entire life is advocacy. And you want to say it was Anthony Cassidy that gave it to me? It's okay. That's what you want to think. It's okay. But the bond between us as a family and friend with Anthony Cassidy and everybody in the diaspora will not be moved by what people say and what people don't say. Cassidy, right. You see the picture. When Cassidy was here in the diaspora, he was on the ring, driving from state to state, advocating for Liberians, for TPS, DED, and dual citizenship. He's not somebody isolated. So there are more pictures that we will have to show you. You'll see Cassidy involved. Cassidy was a 2-time chairman of both for ULA. He was president of ULA. Like me, I was president of ULA. So you can't, you know, hey.
Eminent Wettee, my next question here is, you know, given your long time of service in leadership here in Liberia, I mean, in the diaspora, what step can be taken to foster greater collaboration among diaspora organizations and the government of Liberia? You know the history of EULA. When the EULA was established, it was to advocate, almost like, to agitate, to criticize the government in Liberia. And, that has been done and done and done. And we are in a new era now. How you think Liberian organization in the diaspora should be engaged in government? We've seen the barrage of criticism and condemnation and protest, taking the name of the Liberian government to utter the executive, the White House, the embassy, Congress. They are bad, they are stealing. So the relationship, from the beginning of EULA has not been too good. What can we do now? Because we've done that. I'm not sure how that has helped in any significant way. Given your experience with diaspora organization leadership, engaging the government of Liberia, your own success and challenges, what you think the relationship should be? How should we engage each other?
We need to engage each other to get shared benefit. We in the diaspora, we need to change our focus. We need to take educational projects. We need to take healthcare projects. We need to have social work projects. We need to have businesses. We need to do investment in the country. We ourselves need to go there and change the mindset. Our days of advocating for TPS, DED, dual citizenship are over. Our days of talking about, Liberia only get one party system are over. Liberia has a multi-party democracy. So we in the diaspora have to change our focus. Look, what's wrong with all having a diaspora bank? What's wrong with we in the diaspora coming together and say, look, we are going to build a first-class medical center in Grand Julia County, in Nima County, in Sando County. What's wrong with that? And let's look at this thing. Even the diaspora organizations, the tribal organizations, the Alumni Association, what's wrong with us sending a team? Like BWI myself, what's wrong with sponsoring BWI graduate to go home to teach for 6 months? What's wrong with that? We need to start changing that perspective. We need to start changing that mindset that we need to go and share our bread and butter of our people. We need to identify with them. I take an example. It would be a good thing that July 26th, a diaspora organization from Australia, combined with those in Europe and America, carry an entire medical team to Liberia. Run the services to the people. Go to the hospital. You have another team going to the University of Liberia teaching. You have another team conducting health awareness. You have another team doing business, how to start a new business. So we in the diaspora will have to change. We can no longer criticize the government again. I mean, during our days where we hope a banner of Liberia have changed, and we have to change with it. Local organizations, tribal organizations, alumni associations, churches in the diaspora need to go home and link out with their respective interests. They'll make a difference. They actually make a difference. But like I said, work.
Are you saying that we should table the harsh criticism, more so because we ourselves have not been doing better in terms of providing leadership, and so we
no. Before I address that, I was just saying that work is a product of force and resistance. So you always have resistance, and you got to overcome it with force to have work. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm saying to you is that those who are politicians, they have the right. They have the right to see things the way they see it from a political perspective. But if we have to have a new umbrella, a new rainbow or diaspora involvement in Liberia, we have to change our mindset. We have to change what we do. Our people need people to come and change their life. What can we say that a guy that is at a red light, somebody in West Point, in Newcretown, somebody is in Buchanan, in Yekepa, in Lofa, in Banga, they say, oh, because of this diaspora organization, my life has changed. These are the things that we need to start doing. And don't get me wrong, doing it. People are running scholarships. People are carrying medical supply. We are doing these things. So we are doing more and more. Those are the direction. And guess what happened? Do you know that the things that Diaspora Liberia are doing it was very helpful in changing the mindset of Liberians, and that's how we got the dual citizenship. People realize, somebody in America pay my school fee. My auntie pay my school fee. Oh, this church pay my school fee. I needed medical supply. It came from this group. And people begin to see us as family. People begin to see us as part of them. So let's continue that process. I do remember that in 2012, 2012, the National Canal Association, I was the chairman for the convention. We took 244 containers of medical supply to Redemption Hospital in Yucatan. And we held our convention in Yucatan. We can do the same. Other churches, other organizations go back home and have their convention in the, like BWR. I suggested BWR that, look, in about 5 years, BWR will be about, I think 5 or 6 years, I'm not sure, BWR will be about 100 years old. So for our September anniversary, let us to the convention to BWR. Let the students see us. Let's participate in project. That's the path. That's the new direction. I think if we in the diaspora begin to impact people's lives and make it a difference, we'll be okay. Don't get me wrong. I agree with people that criticize. Yeah, everybody criticize government, whether it's Boakai government, Upon government, this government, people criticize. Because politicians see things different way. Either the glass is full, it's half full, and that's another argument for another day.
Folks, as you are just joining us, if you've been following, you want to call and ask Eminent Wettee a question, you can so do. The number is on the screen. It's in both Facebook and YouTube live feed there. I have posted it so many times for you to see. That number is right there on the screen, 605-313-6004. And don't hesitate to enter the code 791403#. And you will be given the opportunity to ask a question. Eminent Emmanuel Wettee received one of our nation's highest honor in recognition of his contribution to Liberians in the diaspora and in Liberia. Wettee has been advocating. He has been in leadership in the diaspora. One of his major accomplishments as a leader is the dual citizenship that we all enjoy today. Wettee and his friends and members of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship advocated relentlessly. They never stop. Consistently, they never stop until dual citizenship is the law of the land. That and many other roles he played in the Liberian community in the diaspora, for example, DED, TPD, making sure that TPS, rather, that Liberians who were having issue with their status in America can get stable status for them to be able to work and income, support themselves and their family. Wettee helped to advocate for the extension of DED and TPS for the Liberians. In recognition of all his contribution, he's been recognized by our country, by our government, by the president, and he received a distinction. So he's here with us. If you have a question for him, you can so do. I have asked him so many questions. I may have some again, but time is running out. So call that number. It's on the screen there, 605-313-6004. Enter the code 791403#. And then you will be given the opportunity to ask Eminent Wettee, or if you want to just commend him for the title, the award or the honor he received, you can so do, because this brother is an example of what advocacy should be, or how to advocate. Wettee, one other time we're interviewing you, that was the time the news about Vanish Sherman came. Big Ball 1, Big Ball 2, and I was very disgusted by what I heard. And he said, we talked to Vanish Sherman. I said, you talked to Vanish Sherman? Well, how you talk to that man for your own citizenship, and this man being accused of all of that thing, and he says, yeah, we want dual citizens for our people. The man is a senator, he can give us a vote that can pass that, and so your focus was on what you wanted for your fellow citizens.
And let me say this:
Mhm.
do you know that it was a Councilor Sherman?
Mhm.
I think it was 2013.
Mhm.
I don't know what year, but he was the keynote speaker for July 26th in Bomi County.
Mhm.
He created the phrase, once a Liberian, always a Liberian. And like I mentioned, our advocacy, we didn't care about the politics. We wanted the vote. We were concerned about the people that really supported, that supported or were supporting our idea. Because I tell you something, when you follow the politics in Liberia, you will not make it in. Look, you brought a very good point out. People asking the question, how do you manage? This man is corrupt. This man is a killer. This is it. I look at him for that. I said, look, this stream on this track is for dual citizenship. Take your other thing on the other side. I didn't say I don't respect your view. I didn't say that. But when you have a mission with in project management, we got creep. You don't bring creep in my project because the very moment you start bringing creep attributes, they start adding, subtracting, and our focus was dual citizenship, and we're on it. Well, suppose this man is sanctioned. What we're gonna do if somebody being sanctioned? We wanted our vote. Hey, so that's it. And just to add, people talk about Cassidy. Do you know there are other leaders, Wema Kuni, Vamba Fofana, what's the name? Alfred Sie, Shewu Kamara, Gaisler, Arthur Watson. These are all people that went through the whole thing. They're all leaders of EULA.
Don't forget Grant before you get in trouble.
Oh, who Grant?
Manever
Manuel
Grant.
Grant, the VP. We talk about president and chairman of the board.
No,
George Toto.
Mhm.
George Toto. In fact, do you know George Toto, one of those that spoke at the Liberian Senate? And even besides EULA, you have John Law, you have Mike Miller, you have Branel, you have Kingston from Europe, you have Francis, Mayanga, in fact, Leo Johnson from Canada, you have guys from Australia, you have the guys, you have Judah from Ghana, you have the Liberian you have Kolosua, you have Winnie Kamara, from Southeast. Then you have Liberian advocacy, for change. You Conferred Atoga, you have Eugene Bradford, and you have our Councilor Ricks, So it's a whole team. And I don't want to call names because normally when I do that, I always get into trouble. There are other people, the Alpha Tonga, other people that have been around, and the names. You just see Wettee. I always tell people the only reason why you see me because I can take the booty. When you bring the booty, me I take it. I don't draw back from
the fight.
anything. Yeah, from the fight. No, but I got my whole team behind me. I don't trouble. In fact, I tell people I come from China, so I know karate. So if you want to play karate, that real person you bring it to. So but that's it. But they are EULA leaders and the Diaspora leaders around the world that part of this whole thing. Even legal people consider them. Ajibabona, you got Cyril Cooper, you got TJ Hunt. TJ was the first guy that challenged the law to the Supreme Court, and he won the law in 2019. So we can go on, but poor always see Wettee because me I can tell you with you bring to me, you bring the tabata to me, we'll do the tabata.
Emmanuel son-in-law Wettee.
Yeah.
Wettee, time is fast spent. I think the people are enjoying your delivery here. So final question to you here, is there any particular message or an initiative you hope will inspire the next generation of Liberian leaders abroad?
The message I want to say that we in the diaspora need to hold together. We need to work together. We can have our differences, but we need to focus on our country. We need to provide all the resources we can. We do have a friendly government. We have friendly people in the president's office, that are very helpful. We have people as lawmakers, even the Liberian people themselves, those that are in the market, the students, those that are selling, they all have accepted us. And we need to take that opportunity to develop our country. That's the only country we have. That's the only place when we are, they can deport us. That's our country. We need to help. And I want to say thank you to President Boakai, who was the 2017 Personality of the Year for ICO. I want to say thank to his staff. You got Anthony Cassidy, you got Erasmus Williams, you got Steve Kuyai, you got Georgia Gray, you got Mandela Cooper, you got Orito Besma, you got George Lopo. These are people that are really, really supporting us. And look at Dr. Dawn, who spoke very well during the July 26th. And our diaspora leaders. Look at Leo Johnson. Leo Johnson, one of the guys who's doing extremely well in Liberia. He got this learning center. And you have Joseph Saka, who carried on the medical mission to Liberia. And you have the Liberian Nursing Association that carry, there are now Liberians and Liberian organizations around the world that are doing well. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that. Our country belongs to us. We are Liberians. Let me tell you something. If other people can go to Liberia and live and survive, we can do the same. This is our country. Once a Liberian, always a Liberian. We have played our part. We have dual citizenship. The next generation can come and take all the restriction and do the other country voting. Advocacy, there's no one has the pattern. I don't have the pattern for it. I don't have the control. Liberia belongs to everyone. Let us advocate for a better country, and our better days are ahead of us. May God bless us. May God bless our motherland. May God bless the president of Liberia and the administration. May God bless the people of Liberia, and may God bless the Diaspora Liberia. Thank you all. For everybody, if I don't call your name, just know one thing. So long you believe once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Thank you and have a wonderful day until we meet in the promised land. And FOL, as usual, thank you for all your support. And again, this award, I'm sharing it with everyone in the diaspora. This is our award given to us. I'm just holding it. Thank you all, FOL, and may God bless everybody. Thank you very much.
Emmanuel Wettee there. Thank you. Thank you, Eminent. We have a caller who just came in. Caller, your name and where you joining us from.
This is Gabe calling from Chicago, Illinois.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you, first of all, for hosting this show. I've been following. I think it's great. I don't have a specific question. Just want to thank Eminent Wettee, for the honor he receives. The honor he receives, to me, is just the icing on the cake. So Eminent Wettee has been doing a lot of great things that he enumerated throughout, from his time. So he deserves it. He worked hard for it, and he's grateful too as well. So I just want to say thank you, Eminent Wettee, and we are very proud of you.
Thank you so very much for
that Eminent Gessler. He was the one who appointed me as chairman of Judah Dual Citizenship Committee in 2012 and became chairman of ICO. So he opened the door for me. Mr. President, thank you very much for the opportunity. At least you're living to see the result of your judgment.
Thank you, Eminent. Thank you.
Yeah, you made a good judgment, and Wettee did not take the responsibility lightly. He took it serious, and your judgment today has the fruit that we all can be proud of. Thank you for exercising that leadership. On that note,
Thank you.
Yeah, on that note, we will come to the end of this discussion. But there's one thing I learned throughout this show as I listened to our guest, Mr. Emmanuel Son-in-law Wettee. Eminent, I have to put that eminent there before I get in trouble. Eminent Emmanuel Son-in-law Wettee. Consistency. He has never stopped. There were so many difficult times. There were so many roadblocks. He never stopped. He went to everyone who he felt could contribute to this cause. And today, I just from Liberia. The rest is history. I hold my 2 passports with PND. Even when I get to Ghana, I show them the 2 books. I say, yeah, my 2 books, you know, and they stamp them, you know. So it is. So we got to get to the restriction, and that is the next thing we must do. And so, folks, thank you, and thank you so very much to those who follow the discussion and those who will follow later on through Facebook and YouTube. Eminent, congratulations on the honor. You deserve it. We are focused on Liberia. We are so proud of you for your consistency. You are taught of something that we all are proud of and will continue to emulate. Whatever you want to do, don't stop until it happens, for it will come when the time comes. On that note, the song says, we are all Liberians, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. Liberia.